We can keep that for the audio version.
I hate myself.
It's okay.
I hate myself.
It's all right.
See, you just talked about like crucial to the pod.
Yeah.
And then just fucked up all that.
No, but it's fine because you still caught the ball because it's still back there recording. So the audio is.
We're back there.
Is,
on as far as video goes.
Yeah. It's fine.
You have to go listen to the first. How many minutes do you think that was?
Probably 15.
Yeah, listen to the first 10 minutes on audio. Go to Spotify. Follow us. Subscribe. We really need those numbers up. People can look at them now. So do that. Welcome to Chat It Up Sports. We're here. We're live-ish. What day is it? Thursday?
Thursday.
I don't even know what day it is anymore, boys.
Bro, it's a lot.
It's wonderful.
This week has been garbage, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, for me, 100%. It's just work stuff, you know? I'm in HR, and, brother, I'm not the typical HR man. I'll lose this little good job, brother. Like, you ain't going to talk to me no type of way, dog.
Bro. Miggy will cut you. You will be cut from this team.
Like, man, I shouldn't be getting into arguments about PTO, fellas.
No.
Like, what are we doing, man? Like, I want to go home to my family, bro.
People will fight, man.
Like, come on, bro.
That half hour? You kidding me?
Gosh, like, come on.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I was telling you guys today I went to GPS Mayday. No, just kidding. It was a cool event for what it is. It is one of those things as a future girl dad I'm going to have to learn to say, hey, I don't get it, but they love it. And I got to be okay with that somehow.
Accept that.
Yeah.
Part of evolving is becoming a parent.
Yeah, so here we are. It was an interesting day, but it was cool. Beautiful outside. Actually, it was hot as crap for a minute.
These sweatpants. I didn't read the weather today.
Oh.
Yeah, I walked outside. I thought it was about to be sweet. It was not, bro.
You had some booty cheeks.
Yeah.
Like that today?
Yes, sir. Like that.
How's your week been, Joseph?
Dude, I swear, like 2 hours ago it was Monday.
Same thought.
Zoom, man.
Yeah.
Went through work, come home, fell asleep like immediately. I don't know what's been wrong. I feel like I'm trying to recover from something, and I ain't done nothing.
You have been on the go a lot.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair. Last week was pretty on the go. I'm normally pretty chill, so.
Yeah. That's recovery week.
Yeah, that's recovery week. Nothing compared to coming back from Disney. That week.
No, bro.
Like, that first, 2 days back, I was like, man, I'm golden. Like, I just had a week where I was, super active. I was out in the sun all day. I feel great.
Yeah.
And then I got home. I went back to work. I got home from work, and it was like a freight train hit me. And I was just like, I'm going to die. If I don't fall asleep in, the next 30 minutes, I'm just going to die. There's nothing I can do.
Yep. And down he goes.
Yeah, dude. We're back.
I'm happy for you, buddy. Speaking of great, sorry you missed the first part of this. The first 10 minutes of audio is fantastic. It's okay. Don't fret. Don't fret. We're going to send these people back to Spotify, Apple, or any other places that people listen to podcasts that I don't really know about, to be honest with you. I think Amazon has some.
Yeah. My dad listens to it on Amazon.
Shout out, Pops.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pops.
Appreciate you.
I went to one of our favorite establishments, Miggy.
What's that?
And not only one of our favorite establishments, I went to the OG. I went to the OG Pals in Kingsport, Tennessee.
Boy, listen, Pals. Where were you there?
I was up there yesterday, actually. It was Wednesday. We were recording this on Thursday. Wednesday morning, we went up. We had 2 early games for Bryan College.
Yeah.
Shout out to the softball, baseball teams. But they had a little tweener, a little gap in between.
Okay.
And I was like, Camille, dude, you ever go to Pals? She's like, I've been a few times. I was like, let's go this way. And then she pulls up, and we're at the OG Pals.
Bro.
Like the one where you walk in. It's the last one you walk in. So it was it's a magical moment, actually.
Did you get a Frenchie fry?
I did get a Frenchie fry. They had just, I guess it was 10:40. They had just cut off breakfast. I was really hoping for cheddar rounds.
Oh.
Have you been to Pals?
No.
No, I've never experienced the place.
Oh.
Joseph.
I feel like I have to
Yeah.
my mic keeps falling, man.
It's okay. Pull it back up as high as you can.
Yep, that's the goal here.
Yeah, but it's
Sorry for the squeak if you hear it.
Yeah, he'll figure it out.
It's there we go.
Is that
afraid it's gonna droop down again.
It's gonna droop again.
I think so.
We'll figure it
We'll
out.
see.
Figure it out.
Maybe.
Technology's tough. I'm not gonna lie to you.
On
Like,
the fly, man.
every week there's like a new adventure for this podcast, and I don't know what I'd do without it.
But we're gonna make it.
We're gonna make it.
That's the goal. Yeah.
You know.
That's the plan.
Yeah. Thank you, Wavelength, for all you do, because we don't know what we do without Trey. And the boys, 3 claps one time. Oh, that was a damn good one.
It's crisp.
That was a good one. Do you want to talk about sports?
Maybe.
Maybe
We probably should do that. Have you guys been watching NBA?
Some, yeah.
Yeah,
A little bit.
How do we feel about overall? I mean, this first round, we got obviously right now happening as we speak. Milwaukee and Indiana. Indiana is up. I want to say last time I checked.
Yeah, 56-68. I'm sorry, this is it's a bad timestamp, but this Knicks 76er series has been awesome.
By far,
Yeah.
the best series that we've had so far in the first round.
For sure.
I need to recant something from 2 podcasts ago.
Okay.
All right.
Please go ahead.
And I'm gonna
Good
do
time.
it. I'm gonna do it because he's not here. And he's listening, and he's probably gonna have the biggest smile on his face.
He's cheesing
Oh,
already, bro. You know that big old
Ugh.
grin is just dialed up.
Jalen Brunson is a superstar. All right, I'm just gonna flat out say it.
Okay.
Jalen Brunson right now, I take over Kyrie Irving.
Oh.
Jalen Brunson right now should be considered for Team USA basketball. Period. Done.
That's not already a thing.
No,
It's not already-
no. Tyrese Halliburton got the nod over him, and it's a shame. All that being said, my boy Tyrese Maxey, I told y'all. I sat here and
Gosh.
I got berated by Greg Larnick about Tyrese Maxey. I'm 10 toes down. I'm a Tyrese Maxey stan.
He single-handedly won them that game the other night.
Absolutely.
Like, that was insane. He just caught fire and just couldn't miss.
That was a terrible shot from the pull-up. But, dude, when it hits, you're like, that was a great shot because he did it. Because he was so hot
Yeah.
already.
It was the worst shot selection I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That easily could have been, I would have been so mad, but he did it. And Joel Embiid is playing at like 40% right now.
Boy's struggling. Boy is struggling.
Had a triple-double still.
Mm-hmm.
Like a soft triple-double. 14, 10, and 10. What more could you ask for?
I don't know. Because, I mean, if you're going to get – I mean, he's out of shape. And that's okay because he's been injured. Like, it's not because he's out of shape. It's because he's been injured. But he still puts up some ridiculous numbers.
Yeah.
So, me and G were talking the other night. We were sitting there watching the game, and it was a tough collapse by the New York. I mean, you're up 96-90 with 25 seconds to go, and you lose that game. But G and I were talking, why did they keep going through Embiid when Maxey was so hot? But it's crazy how he just opens up so much just by touching the basketball.
Yeah.
And then everybody just gravitates towards him. Like, what's he going to do? Is he going to spin off this guy? Is he going to do this or that? And then Mitch Rob was having a tough time with him, but he never really got going offensively because he was like, I got this kid that's just flat out scorching hot. And we get a 40-piece battle between him and Brunson, who couldn't be stopped, who took advantage of Embiid on the other end. I'm like, dog, we had some good basketball the other night.
The X factors, I think, for this series tonight specifically are 2 players. I'm going to give you one from each team. The first from the Knicks, Dante DiVincenzo.
Okay.
If Dante gets 4 threes, it's good night. Dante has played horrible this entire series. If you guys, maybe one game, like game 1 or game 2, but outside of that, he's been horrendous. He's gotten into foul trouble early. If he comes through and does what he needs to do, I'm telling you, the Knicks going to run away with this. But on the other side, Tobias Harris found something last game. I don't know what it is.
Oh, gosh.
But if Tobias can just be consistent, I'm not asking for 20. I'm asking for 15 and 8. If you can do that, Philly's going to be hard to beat.
Very hard to beat. Do you want to do a really dumb score prediction before the game even starts? Because we won't even be done with it. We'll be done with this pod before the game even starts.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. What do you think your final score? Go ahead, Joseph.
121, 118.
Okay, you guys in the car listening, just ding or buzz us if we get it close or wrong. Who wins?
The Knicks.
Malcolm.
I'm going Philadelphia 109. No, excuse me. New York
Ooh.
109. Philadelphia 91.
Bad beatdown.
Yeah, I think New York comes in and just handles business.
I'm gonna go Philly. 101-95. Ding or buzz us. This is a future pod.
What are we laying on? Who has the? I just the stand's gone. Stand's gone. We're
Genius
out of here. Like
That's big boy moves right there.
I was sitting here. I was trying to be quiet, and it squeaked a little bit, and I hope to God they didn't hear it. But I was like, you know what, man? I think I'm just gonna go for it.
That was a play just made right there.
Dude,
That was a
executive
play.
decision. We had to do what we had to do. So okay, what are we doing? Prize and punishment, or prize for the closest score prediction?
I think score prediction gets a little Zaxby's.
Done.
I'm
All
in.
right.
Done.
All right. Here we go.
Gentleman's
Amen.
bet on Zach.
Gentleman's
Bet on
Zaxby's.
I love it. Yeah, I just can't believe the shot making by both those guys are not. And really, poor Embiid just got put in that pick and roll and got diced up by Brunson.
His body, I don't want to see Philly go on in the next round.
No.
Because then Boston is literally going to cruise to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay, out of these teams, like, out of what's the 4 teams tonight? Let's rank these 4 teams to go on. Who are you most excited about between New York, Philly, Milwaukee, and Indiana? Like, of who are the most exciting out of those? And we'll say you get one of Dame and Giannis back for Milwaukee.
It's not even close. The New York Knicks.
Okay.
The Knicks. They are just so good. I love watching them hoop.
I'm with you. Just because I want to see Knicks Celtics.
Yeah.
That would be incredible. It'd be incredible.
I guess Indiana second, even if I have Dame or if I had Giannis. If I had both, it'd be different. But I still don't think the East is just
It's bad, bro.
the excitement outside of the top 2 is not there. Maybe, Orlando gives me something just because they're young, but I mean they're probably not going to win that series.
Hey, Paolo is a star.
Star. Just got nothing left with him. I mean, he's got some stuff, but there's no superstar with him. There's no 2. And then I don't know, like there's just not a lot there for excitement on the East. And now you have a Boston Celtics team kind of finished out Miami. Wasn't close. Wasn't fun to watch. They were without everybody. We're going to wait till GT gets back on Sunday because his Mavericks probably should be advancing on them.
I mean, it's gonna take a heroic effort from a guy like Paul George, and Paul did it in game 3 or game 4 when he dropped 30 at 26 in the first half. Luka's too much.
Too much.
He's too much. Like Luka's hurt right now and gave him 35 last night.
You can't ask for much
Like
more.
you can't. Like Kyrie is playing great. It's just they're playing intentionally well, and you have no Kawhi. I don't know. I think Dallas gets it done, which is gonna put a whole lot of question marks on the Clippers moving forward.
Ugh. Them and the Suns. They're probably our 2 most questionable. What happens in the next 3 years, teams? Like, is this or 2 years? I'll say 2 years early. 2 years more so. Because I guess Kawhi is extended, but now Paul's like, you're going to pick the guy that doesn't play as much as me?
Oh, if I'm Paul, I'm out.
Out.
If y'all don't give me a max deal for everything I've done, like Kawhi don't play games.
No.
Like he's hurt every year, and y'all gave him $130 million willingly. Like, no, I'm out of there.
It sucks because whenever he plays, he feels like one of the top 5 best players in the league.
I would love to see him in Philly. Paul George.
Yeah.
Potentially go back home and finish out his career in Indiana. Be a Pacer, where it all started.
I mean,
Don't hate it.
Don't hate it. I just want – I guess he's one of the things Philly needs.
Yeah.
He would just have to take a little bit of a backpedal on the ball handling stuff with Tyrese, because you have to understand now what Tyrese is.
I think, and I saw this on Twitter, what CP3 did for SGA is what James Harden did for Tyrese Maxey. I want Paul George to find that. And I know the perfect place for him to go, but he's not there yet. The perfect place for him to go is Charlotte to do that for Brandon Miller. To just elevate him and become a superstar. But is he willing to do that? I don't know.
Because you go to Charlotte, you're going to suck.
You're going to drink lean on game days.
Yeah.
And probably start a rap career.
Yeah.
Charlotte needs something,
But
dude.
you'll
Like,
drop
come
20,
on,
though.
man.
I love Charlotte, baby. This is one of my favorite cities now. I'm there quite a bit. I've seen some stuff, y'all.
Charlotte needs something, bro. Come on.
Is Charlotte? I know they only have 2. Are they the losingest sports town right now?
I think so.
They don't. Yeah, they got to be.
Between the Hornets and the Panthers, I mean, they are just down horrendous.
I'm not missing anybody. Like,
No,
there's-
they don't have a hockey team. They don't have.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
don't have a
baseball.
baseball team.
Yeah.
but between like what with their major sports, is there another losingest?
No.
No,
I don't think
not
anybody's
not
losing
too
the way
bad.
they're losing.
Yeah, not
Like-
too bad.
Like bottom of the league.
These programs ain't good, bro.
No.
And you have the worst owner in sports out there in Charlotte.
It's hard to cheer for. It's hard to cheer for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Do you move them?
No, that city's great.
It's awesome, right?
There's a lot of money there.
Banking, financial money.
There's a lot of finance money. There's a lot of finance money out there.
The Oakland A's should have moved to Charlotte.
See?
They should have moved to Charlotte. Screw Vegas. Who needs Vegas?
Will that work? I guess Vegas baseball gonna work if they suck,
I mean, the Raiders aren't great.
but it's football.
It's true. That's true.
You got to be kind of a hardcore to be a baseball guy.
Yeah.
We love you, Greg. He's kind of a hardcore.
You
gotta be in
gotta be hardcore to be a baseball guy.
Are the A's going to be overshadowed by the Golden Knights?
I mean, I think they're going to be overshadowed by the Raiders once the Raiders just get it together.
I mean, yeah, but that's. I feel like. Would you say most major cities, the football team overshadows outside of maybe Atlanta right now, because the Braves have just been so good?
Yeah.
If all the let's say all the teams were low-seeded playoff teams, like we'll give you some excitement on each one of them. Like the Atlanta Hawks have been a low-seeded playoff team for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
About as mediocre. If all of them are at
Mhm.
Atlanta Hawks level, man, Braves. It is kind of crazy. The Braves and the Falcons would be so close.
Oh, I'm thinking about the city of L.A. Like the Dodgers probably would have a precedent over the Rams.
Maybe if the Rams didn't have that Super Bowl.
Yeah, because the Dodgers ain't won nothing,
No,
and people
No.
love the Dodgers.
But they have superstars.
they do. They've continuously had the highest, I believe, the
But
highest payroll.
LA's the one. Lakers over everybody.
Everybody, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a Lakers town.
Yeah.
Because I guess the Rams are picking up.
Well, the Rams are also dividing with the Chargers. So,
True.
The Chargers and Clippers need to move.
they do. I think so.
Where would you go?
From the Chargers? Who needs a football team right now?
Seattle? No, they have Seahawks. Portland? Too far north?
Yeah. I don't know if Portland's
It really
exactly a
is. Yeah,
thriving
that's probably
metropolis
fair.
right at this
Yeah,
moment.
no,
You know.
that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if players are like, oh, can't wait to.
Oklahoma City.
They don't have a football team?
Oklahoma City
ju-
Chargers.
No.
The
It's
Chargers
just-
and the Thunder.
Oh my God.
God,
That's
could you,
perfect.
Could you imagine how pissed those players would be if they're like, wait, we go from L.A. as rich people to Oklahoma City?
You know, there was some tornadoes that came through yesterday through Oklahoma,
Yeah.
through Chattanooga, Oklahoma. Ironically,
Ooh.
there's a town called Chattanooga, Oklahoma, that just got ripped to shreds last night.
Yes, because Chattanooga, Oklahoma, on those the search engines that bring up the city and the state beforehand, but most of them have like your higher ranked city.
Yeah,
but if it's just an alphabetical one on the search engine, Chattanooga, Oklahoma comes up before Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I'm like, blasphemous. Chattanooga, Oklahoma did not win best small town in America.
Come on.
Twice. 3 claps one time for the best small town in America.
I can't clap, but
Yeah, yes, that's the only tough about the handheld.
clapped right now.
Yeah, proud of you, Justin.
Still on time.
Yeah.
But nah, I think Oklahoma City could be an option, and then yeah, that's mine for now.
Oklahoma City.
What about Shaw?
Who else? What's a sports?
Team that needs a pro. It ain't Texas. Texas got enough. Texas got too many pros.
No, shout out to Big X the plug though. We're listening. I'll let
Texas boy.
I let Hannah listen to Texas Today, the song, and she was like, "Yeah, we were cooking up some pork chops and rice, and it's like, yeah, I'm from Texas," and she was like, kind of getting it. And I was like, "This is what GT listens to while he mows the lawn."
This is the vibe.
Yeah, if you guys need a country twang rapper that loves the state of Texas, Big X the plug, all one word.
Man.
Nothing you'd rather mow your lawn to.
Yeah, don't listen to
Big
that
X
with the
the
kids
plug.
in the car though.
Yeah,
Do not.
No.
That is the official rap artist of Chat It Up, though.
No, but you're definitely gonna be down there in the basement, like jamming to that one day. You're like, yeah, this is it. This is it.
Yeah.
It's got that down, and you're like, yes,
And then
that's
somebody-
Big X, baby.
Spring cleaning and Big X the plug.
Yeah, GT's out there mowing his lawn on freaking Ooltewah golf course and just getting it.
4 high noons in.
Yeah, definitely 4 hot noons.
I just hope he has like some big ass headphones.
Yes.
It's just blasting that.
With an antenna.
Yeah. Dude,
With the
full
antenna.
data.
Full dad alert.
Oh, my God.
Girl dads, baby.
Girl dads. And, girl dads oftentimes need money. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been a lot of money shut out today, but our guy, Travis Kelce,
Ooh.
officially is the highest paid in the NFL at his position.
Well deserved.
Rightfully so, right?
Rightfully so.
Did y'all think Travis was going anywhere
Never.
for
I-
1 second?
No.
I
I mean, there's a
thought-
thought, like a wavering thought he might retire.
I thought he was. Yeah, it was either back with Kansas City or I'm done. Like I didn't think he would ever leave. I don't think he wants to play with anybody other than Patrick.
Yeah.
For good reason. I mean, if I was a tight end, I'd want to play with Patrick Mahomes. He's going to get you the ball. Yeah. Yeah. So like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a fringe thought that he would retire, but when Jason retired, I thought maybe I don't think he's going to do that in the same year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
He looked too healthy this year.
He
I
looked
was like,
really good in the playoffs.
Bro, Kyle Hamilton got served up, and Kyle Hamilton's the best we got right now in the league.
Dude,
I will say he's the best safety in the league.
he's fantastic.
Kyle Hamilton, it's a pleasure to watch play football.
It's a joy.
Do you think he will? I mean, obviously, there's a lot. Like, quarterbacks will wind up getting the most shine, but Kyle might wind up being the best player in that draft.
And he slid all the way to 14.
I could see that.
Like, I guess however you want to say it, pound for pound, position by position, like, Kyle is awesome. And everybody said it. He was another one.
Yeah.
He is at his position, however you want to phrase this. I'm probably not going to say this correctly, but he is Brock Bowers in this draft.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
pound
saying?
for pound, the best football player.
The best football
Like-
player to play his position that will make the most impact probably right away.
Yeah.
Like, that's how Brock is, but he just doesn't play one of the key positions right now.
I mean, I'm looking at the top picks before him. I mean, you have an argument for Aiden Hutchinson. I love Stingley Jr., but he's not Kyle Hamilton.
Dude, I expected more out of Derek Stingley, man. Coming out of because he balled his freshman year at LSU.
I mean, he was
watching him his freshman year at LSU. I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna come in, he's gonna play a year, and then top 5 corner in the league until he retires.
Yeah.
And I just haven't seen it at Houston.
Sauce Gardner, which
That's tough
That's a tough one.
yeah,
because
Hey.
he's probably the best corner in the league right now.
I agree.
There's an argument for it at least.
He was one of the top 3 like his rookie year, and that's
Yeah.
crazy to think about in the NFL.
You got Kayvon Thibodeau. which he has done great.
He's been better than I thought he would be.
I thought he would be a bust.
I did too. Well,
yeah, maybe like
Clowny written all over.
I thought he'd be like a Chase Young,
That's
kind
a
of,
great
where he
comp.
comes in and
That's
he
a good
doesn't make
one.
as much noise as he did in college.
Yeah.
Like Chase Young was great, but when he got to the league, he wasn't as dominant as he was at Ohio State. So I thought, like coming out of Oregon, I thought Kayvon Thibodeau would be about the same level,
Yeah.
and he's been much better.
yeah.
You got Iquanu from NC State with the Panthers,
Mhm.
which you see Bryce Young running for his life every
Yep.
play, so probably not the best pick. Evan Neal with the Giants, which I don't think that's going to work out.
Evan Neal's got the size and he's got the body, but I just don't think he has the lateral movement and the
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah.
Drake London, I mean, bias aside, I think he's awesome, but not.
This year is going to be Drake's year.
Yeah.
If we're gonna know with Kirk Cousins, because this will be the first year that it's like, oh hey Drake, you've got a guy
Yeah.
that can get you the ball.
Yeah.
This will be the first year where it's like, okay, we know if Drake's the guy or if he's just had a lot of hype.
Yeah.
Because this will be his first. This will be a big prove it year. This will be a contract year for Drake London. Probably.
Got Charles Cross in Seattle, who's done some all right work.
Yeah.
Of course, Garrett Wilson. Y'all know how I feel about Garrett Wilson.
I always forget he and Sauce went in the same one.
Yeah.
Good job by you, New York.
You've got Chris Olave.
That Ohio State wide receiver room, Jesus, dude.
You've got Jamison Williams, who used
Yeah,
to be
who
in that
was-
same
He
wide
couldn't.
receiver room.
He couldn't crack the rotation.
Yeah.
So he went to Bama. How, dude? You think about it. At one point in time, if I think it adds up right with Chris Olave and Emeka Ibuka and Marvin Harrison Jr. and Garrett Wilson were all on the same roster.
Yeah,
I believe they were
Was
out
Jackson
the year.
Smith and Jigba
Yes.
in there too?
Jackson
was on the
Smith and Jigba
roster.
was also on that roster.
5 first-round picks were getting thrown the ball by
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud.
And watching Jackson out there in Seattle a few times, I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
Could be something. Could be something real good.
Yeah,
And-
dude,
He's raw.
he made his money in that Rose Bowl
Yeah,
when
he did.
when he popped off for 4 touchdowns and 200 yards or something like that. Something wild.
Yeah, he is a prime example of, okay, like we know he's at Ohio State, good wide receiver groups, put together some really good tape, but get him in front of everybody in the country. You're like, oh, I see it.
Yeah.
I see it. I love when like people that don't get to watch it, you get to see that guy.
Yeah.
There's always a couple guys every year in college football. You're like, wait till you watch this guy.
Yeah.
And some people, like, let's be honest, it's okay if you wait till the Rose Bowl to watch Ohio State, especially down in the South. Like, we're all SEC people. I'll watch every SEC game pretty much every week. We all do.
Same.
We pile in, and occasionally I'll watch an Ohio State game, and then I'm like, whoa, I saw this guy week 3. He cooked. Wait till you guys see him, and then your boys watch him in a Rose Bowl, and they're like, whoa, bro, dude, this guy.
Put himself on
It's
the
always
map.
fun.
I can't lie, dude. I'm a junkie.
Yeah, you're.
I'm just a junkie, man.
Yeah.
I was watching Jackson Smith and Jigba ball out, and I was just like, yeah, this dude's gonna be
Yeah.
a freak.
You know,
Yeah.
college football, I love it. I love,
love
it. And there's a lot of talk right now about a
Go ahead.
certain guy.
Talk to him.
You know,
Let him know.
and his name is Prime Time, Mr. Deion Sanders. Joseph, I really want you to kind of lead hit here, man, because you've seen everything on Twitter with him,
Yeah.
Shador. Like, what do you think? I mean, is this something that is just like, are you cool with it? Like, is Deion gonna be here after Shador and Travis leave?
He has said he's going to, but I'll see it I'll believe it when I see it. Like when Shador and Travis are gone and he's still at Colorado, I'll be like, okay, he's staying at Colorado. But until that moment, I'm hesitant. Until he is also proven that he can win, and I don't mean this to knock Deion, because he was an incredible player, but until he can win without the crazy talent advantage that he had at Jackson State, I don't know what kind of NFL jobs are going to come calling when Shador goes and when Travis goes. As far as the Twitter stuff, I don't like it, man. I don't like handle that stuff internally.
Yeah.
Handle it and I saw this tweet. I wish I could remember who said it. But they basically said this happens at every program. This happens at every program across the nation. Kids get told in more or less words, probably much nicer, you're not good enough to play here. Go transfer to somewhere else. But they don't do it on Twitter. I don't think Twitter's the place to handle that kind of business because as much as you might not want to admit it, you need your 2 deep guys and you need those 3 deep guys.
Yeah.
Watching Shador run for his life last year was not fun. It was not. And if they don't find a way to, I guess, batten down the hatches and keep some of that stuff inside, I think players are going to opt out of playing for Colorado because they're going to go expecting one thing and it's going to be another. I think that's what happened to Cormani McClain. Yeah. You went expecting this to be some kind of, I guess, reality TV show, and then turns out you're on a football team that was built in 4 months, and all of a sudden you're getting targeted like you just won the national title. So you're getting everybody's best shot all the time. I just handle it internally. That's where I'm at. I don't like the Twitter beef. I don't like because what if Shador doesn't go top 5 now?
What if Shador gets hurt?
They're screwed.
You know, I thought about this all the time. If Shador goes down with an injury, Colorado is finished.
Look what happened when Travis missed some snaps last year, and it was not pretty. So, what do you if Shador goes down, dude? Do they win a game?
Last year,
I don't think they win a game last year.
No, not without
that
Shador.
line.
No. There was an offensive line out there?
Yeah.
But and that Deion should be ashamed a little bit
I
for putting his own son behind that. You know how pissed I would be to see my son get hit like that over and over, game after game. That's awful, bro.
Do you ever think with Deion, I like Deion. I think there is a lot of there's obviously some good coaching qualities. There's always some leadership stuff. But Deion played the diva one of the diva positions. Like I think he's so good at probably recruiting skill guys. But these big nasties that have a different mentality, that might be kind of hard for him to recruit if stuff like this keeps happening. Like the offensive, every good offensive line I've ever heard is that tight knit bro group. We keep it in house. We handle our business. We're the leaders. The unspoken leader type stuff.
Yeah.
If this stuff keeps happening, it's man, we don't do that. Why would I want to go there? He's going to out me for everything, and my quarterback doesn't have my back, and he's going to call me trash or whatever. So it's and this is all very exaggerated, but it worries me that I think the people that want to be seen, your skill position guys, get it. They're not get it. Want that extra shine. I don't know if your usual big boys that don't really want that kind of publicity are going to love that. And it makes me a little skeptical on what Deion's future could be, because clearly your offensive line was rough, and it's only 1 year sample size. We're going to have more. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but I don't think that we saw this great jump after the first 3 games. You're this is not a great team. And it's hard to say what's going to happen next year, but we'll see. He's going to have to clean some of that stuff up, and I think there's a lot to we keep this in house.
Yeah. There's two things, and playing off what you said about you're not going to attract those. You're going to attract those flashy skill players. I think the guys that he'll attract with that are going to be the I'm him guys, but they're not really. But they're not. Like Jeremiah Smith for Ohio State. Yeah. That's a I'm him guy that doesn't have to say it. We all know. Watching his tape, watch him this season. Yeah. He's a guy that's my play on the field is going to tell you I'm him. But then that 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th wide receiver It's like, I'm the best in the nation. It's like, you're not, but you have a good skill set. So he goes to Colorado, doesn't get properly developed, was balling on kids in high school because he was just a freak athlete. I think that's more of your guys that this style of running a program is going to appeal to. And it's going to lose you games on the field.
And do y'all remember how last year, in September, I don't know about y'all, but I would be at tailgates or just house parties or whatever, watching Colorado at 10 p.m. at night.
Yep.
Oh yeah, dude. We were all invested.
Like
Yeah, I
the
was fully
nation
invested.
by storm
Yep.
stopped what we were doing to watch Colorado football.
Couldn't wait for that game day.
No.
The Rock was at that game day.
Yeah.
The Baby, Key Glock, like substantial figures in hip hop are on your sidelines, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
Like they gotta rein that in this year.
That's a lot on 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds
Yeah.
to be playing on that level of a stage. And you're just not there yet.
Like football was lost with and that's the main reason you're here is to
Yeah.
win games.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a guy who you know very well that's won a lot of ball games
Yes, sir.
that just got compensated quite handsomely for it.
As he should be.
Rightfully deserved. A 10-year, $130 million deal signed officially today. Kirby Smart from the University of Georgia.
Through 2033, baby.
I need him out of here. I need him done,
Nope.
bruh.
Nope.
You know how frustrating
you
this
can't,
is?
you can't go
So
nowhere.
I can't do 10 more years of Kirby, bruh.
I can't. I'll take 20 more years. No,
If his down year is barely getting eked out of the playoffs, this is gross.
I mean, I don't want to. No, I'll say it. They won't miss the playoffs now that there's 12. Or no, well, sorry, it'll be 14 after the next 2 years.
There's no way.
Georgia won't miss the playoffs. But I'm not just saying that as a Georgia fan either. Ohio State's not going to miss them. Oregon's not going to.
It would have to be a drastically worse team.
They would have to either that or they would just have to have had like catastrophic, like starting quarterbacks down, starting running backs down, like catastrophic injuries.
Yeah.
And I mean, even at that point, like that roster, he stacked the roster so deep. They could make a 12 seed or a 14 seed.
Do you ever feel like with your defenses too? I mean, it didn't have the star power that the year before had, but your defenses are so good that even if you have a mediocre, almost subpar level quarterback, like let's say this is a hypothetical, it's not like what happened last year. I'm saying like if you have that good of a defense that doesn't even have the star power the year before had, like we can stay in games because we have XYZ, coaching's good, and our defense is destroying field position.
Kirby already did it once with Jake Fromm and James Coley as the OC.
Yeah.
I think we averaged 19 points a game that season. It was
I remember
rough.
that.
It was hard to
Forgot about
watch.
that.
It was real hard to watch. We still went like 10-2.
Yeah.
Or 9-3, something like that. 10-2 or 11-1, something like that. Made the we made the SEC championship game and got absolutely destroyed by LSU. Absolutely destroyed.
Oh, that's Joe Burrows.
Yeah, that was Joe Burrows.
Oh, that's
It
okay.
was
I was like-
2019.
I was like, wait.
We averaged like 19 points. We won the East. We going into that game. I've never been more sure about losing a game than that game.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the East was notoriously bad that year too.
yeah, the East has been down for a while.
I don't know when it's gonna get back. I mean, I guess with there's no more East West.
No, there's no more divisions. Divisions are gone.
This is weird, man. I don't even know
It's
how
going to
to
be an adjustment period
Yeah.
to not have, because I mean, it's not just the SEC. The Big Ten doesn't have divisions. The Big 12 hasn't had divisions for a while. Watch out for Utah boys. They're about to
Watch out.
Utah. Kyle Whittingham and the boys are going to wreck that
Those
conference.
like 4 Samoans they have on that team are going to wreck your
And
world.
7th-year senior Cam Rising.
Yeah. Somehow coming
Yeah.
back. He's older than me.
Don't know how he's still playing. Like,
No clue.
I'm looking at these coaches, and I'm gonna give you guys the top 10, and I just give me one that you're just like, how is this? You know what? In the top 10 of highest paid coaches. All right, we got Dabo, Kirby, Ryan Day, Kalen DeBoer, got Lincoln Riley, Mike Norvell, Brian Kelly, Lane Kiffin, Eli Drinkowitz, Josh Heupel, Mark Stoops, James Franklin, Mike Gundy, Luke Fickell, Billy Napier, Brent Venables. Who are you just like, why are you in the top 15 highest paid coaches?
It's top 15 because like my first thoughts, why is Mike Gundy? But dude, he's been in Oklahoma State for 20 years, and he's done more with that. He's done more with less at that program than probably any other coach in college football.
Does he have an? He doesn't have an Natty.
No, they were real close. I think the year they had was it Brandon Whedon?
Yeah, they had Whedon.
27 or
They had
28 playing quarterback.
Yep.
Was also pitching for the baseball team or
Yep.
something like that. I think that was the closest they got. I might be missing another year where they were pretty solid.
I think you're right. They've had some really good teams. They've had a lot of like 2 or 3 loss teams.
Mhm.
They always lose to Oklahoma or
Yeah.
something at the end. Yeah.
And that same exact answer goes for Mark Stoops. Like some of my best friends are Kentucky fans, and they're like, "Man, Mark Stoops just ain't it." I'm like, "Hang on now, buddy. Hang on." Like Kentucky football has not been a thing until not really been a thing. Like there was no talks of Kentucky winning the East when it was the East until Mark Stoops got there.
100%.
Facts.
That the closest they ever got was because of Mark Stoops. And I'm like, I understand your frustration, and I think part of their frustration was just because it's like, well, the football team's not going anywhere, the basketball team's not going anywhere. Like I think they could have taken the I don't want to say mediocre success because winning 9 games at Kentucky is huge.
That's humongous.
It's huge, man. I mean, if the basketball team had been winning more like they should have, they're like, well, the basketball team's winning like they should have. The football team, this is just a bonus. But when neither team's winning,
And I'm guessing they're seeing the first. I don't know if it's more popular than basketball, but at least it competes now, like in a call-in show.
Yeah.
Like that matters in Kentucky.
Yeah. It's
Kentucky sports radio. That means a lot.
Yeah.
Football is even competitive.
Yeah.
So take it for what it is, but that's where you get your merchandise sales. That's where you get your guys that talk about it all day, every day. And like you mentioned, Joseph, they've never had any of this. And despite what you think about Stoops, I don't know. Do I think he's the greatest coach? Do I think he used his leverage to perfection in this last contract negotiation? Yeah, sure do. Let's act like I'm going to go to A&M. Let's act like Cal's not about to get fired.
let's take an interview with Oklahoma and just see what happens.
Yeah, let's just see.
Before
Venables,
they hire
I'm
Brent
good.
Venables. I can compete with Brent. Like,
Yeah, of course.
Just Lincoln Riley, I get. You got 3 number 1 overall draft picks.
I love Lincoln Riley.
I tweeted this out the other day, man. They picked up a commit from Florida State DB. His name's leaving me. I want to see Lincoln Riley with a top 20 defense one time. Just one time.
Good luck, bro.
Just one time, man. Just one time in my life for science. I need to see Lincoln Riley have a top 20 defense.
He needs to just go get like a Derek Mason and pay him a bunch of money and just be like, yo, call the defense.
Yeah.
They just hired UCLA's defensive coordinator.
I saw that. And they were cold.
Yeah, they were solid.
They were cold.
So I think you'll see improvement. I don't want to say drastic improvement, but I think you'll see improvement on the defensive side. I don't want to say Brian Kelly either, but he's kind of under. Well, I don't want to. You can't say he's underperformed at LSU. He beat Saban in his first year.
I don't think he's underperformed. I think he needs to get that defense right, though.
Yeah, and they will. They've made a bunch of defensive changes. They hired one of my favorite assistant coaches, Bo Davis. Have y'all heard Bo Davis's speech from when he was a Tech? Dude, just after the show, Google the Bo Davis speech on the bus at Texas.
Okay.
It'd make you want to run through a wall. He chewed.
I'm saving
them
that for
boys.
tomorrow morning.
He chewed them boys a new one, dude. It was chef's kiss. Like if y'all have heard the leaked Kirby speeches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like that. He's the D-line coach. Yeah.
Bro, listen, if I ever had a son, I'm sorry. Like, I would heavily consider, if he was like a 5-star, I might send him to Georgia. I might. Just because Kirby, like, I just believe in Kirby. Like, when Kirby speaks, I listen.
Walk out that door. Walk out.
I listen.
We're better than that.
I listen, and I love Josh Heupel. I do. And I think Tennessee, the best is yet to come for Tennessee.
I agree. I think Nico's good. I think you're going to have a really, really good time with Nico.
I think Nico, and specifically, I think either Merck or George, like the quarterback room is the best it has ever been in the history of Tennessee athletics.
You've also got a potential number 1 draft pick in James Pierce Jr. next
Yeah.
Yeah, when Max said that, I was like,
No, and
Big
it's
man.
everywhere.
it's everywhere now.
And if I'm James
He's
Pierce,
a stud, man.
if I'm James Pierce, like, yo, like I might be on some Jamar Chase type stuff. Like I don't want a freak injury. My stock will only go down if I play football because everybody's looking at me.
That's a tough one.
That's
Everybody is looking at me right now.
I could see that from like speaking of Jackson Smith and Jigba his last year.
Yeah,
I think he could have played some games.
yeah.
Maybe. I could see that from a receiver type. It's hard for me to imagine a defensive guy being like, yeah, I ain't gonna play. Just the mentality
Yeah.
that they have. He's gonna be like, he might say that, and
Yeah.
then during the first game, he's out there on the sidelines, and he just he's like, all right, I'm going to get my pads. I can't do this. I gotta play.
Jamar Chase really didn't play the last season of college football.
Oh,
You know how crazy that is?
yeah, I mean, he didn't have to.
Like we got robbed out of that.
Joe's throwing to Terrence Marshall and Jordan Jefferson and Randy Moss's son, and like Joe got options. Clyde Edwards-Helaire,
Like that
Jamar's just like, yeah, I'm here if you need me.
That team
Yeah,
could have had
just in
Jamar.
case.
That offense was
Bro,
unbelievable, dude.
stupid.
unbelievable. Like,
Tennessee has the 13th best odds to win the national championship next year.
I'm in love with it. I think it's a favorable schedule. I mean, literally the only person in our way is the University of Georgia. That's it. I mean,
Yep.
what you do in Athens
Yep.
matters.
Yep.
It just matters. Like, he's going to have to do it.
it's doable. I don't want to say it's not. It's doable. Kirby's been beat mostly by Saban.
Yeah.
Mostly by save.
Mostly by Saban.
Well, he's
But-
lost, 4 games in the last 3 years?
Uh,
Or something crazy, and 2 of them or 3 of them are to Nick Saban?
in the last 3 years, he's lost 2 games, both to Nick Saban. Because in 2021, they were
Hear that?
Get the fuck out of here.
2021 they were undefeated regular season, lost the SEC title, come back and won the Natty. Next year, 15-0. This past year, 12-0, lost to Saban, beat Florida State.
Which I love Mike Norvell.
I do too. I thought that was a home run hire when they took him from Memphis. I was like, Florida State hired a good coach.
Yep.
Like Florida State hired a good head coach.
He's an interesting one because that is a program that does when at its best has the magnitude of just about anybody.
100%.
Can recruit anywhere at any time.
The way that Florida is right now too, you've only got one big opposition in the state of Florida, and that's Miami. And from what I've seen from Cristobal, like he recruits well, but until he stops losing inexplicably to insert team here
There's always a really bad loss.
for no reason.
Wasn't it Georgia Tech this
Georgia
year?
Tech, they could have kneed the ball out,
Remember that was the one they could have needed out.
and they
Oh.
lost.
You know what I'm talking about now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I have watched, I probably thousands of football games. I know there's not many a year.
Ooh, that's a good one. Like, how many actual football games? Like, even you got to count like flipping back and forth and multiple TV days. Like, how many games have you watched in your lifetime?
So every Saturday this past college football season, I had the multi-screen on the TV, a game on the laptop, and a game on my phone. So I guess 6 at one time.
So you really do this?
I'm
you're
I'm about it. Yeah, yeah.
6 at one time.
It's a problem.
Let's say on an average, it cuts down.
Well, this multi-views only happened this year. So every other year before that, it was 3 at max, 2 most of the time, because one on the laptop, one on the TV.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy, man. Like, but I mean, think about it. You're at a bar. Like, you know how many times I'm out to eat on a Saturday. If I'm at Clyde's, you have 3 or 4. I'm chowing down on some wings. I'm looking over at Kentucky, Arkansas. I got Tennessee over here, got Bama here, and then whoever else at the same time, or you got the Carolina game on. You're like, well, I got 4 at one time. I'm counting those.
yeah, you got to.
That'd be interesting.
I love college football.
I'm obsessed.
Boys, it is May 2nd. And
We're
we are-
done.
And we are ready to turn on I might go back and like turn on an old game or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, go back. Who'd y'all play in the bowl game? Iowa. Go watch Nico ball out on Iowa.
Yeah.
He was so efficient.
Dude, he was unbelievable.
Like,
Yeah. Was the hardest. Well, I guess since it's just us, that was the hardest gambling thing I've ever had to do. I had under 31.5 points
For Tennessee?
for the whole game.
Oh.
he scored what, 32, right?
31.
Ooh.
I was sweating because they got to the goal line at the end. Remember?
Yes.
They were just dominating Iowa.
Yeah.
And they got to the goal line, and he didn't make it the first time, so they just like coasted it out. And it was the biggest sweat I've ever had. And I was like, "Don't score, my team!
Oh,
Stop
let's
it!
see.
We get it. It's a bleeder." Yeah, that was a fun one.
Biggest gambling. Mine was last year. Pro football, though. Vikings were playing somebody. It was a low-scoring game. First touchdown. I had T.J. Hawkinson first touchdown, and I also had like a player prop parlay.
Yeah.
And the last player prop came down to T.J. Hawkinson over like 30 yards with like a minute and a half left. He catches the first touchdown of the game to put him at like 32 yards. And at that point, I had accepted defeat.
Yeah,
I was
you're
like,
out.
It's over.
Yeah.
Like, I've lost. Congratulations, Vegas. You beat me again. And then TJ, man.
T.J. Hawkinson
TJ.
comes through you.
Yeah, like,
That's big.
and he caught that ball from Josh Dobbs.
Wow.
Shout out to Dobbs.
Shout out Josh Dobbs.
Where's Dobbs at now?
He's in San Francisco with Juwan Jennings.
That's
He's
right.
backing up Brockford,
That's right.
which he might play, and he might go berserk. That's the
Josh?
perfect system for him.
For a couple games, yeah, he needs.
Yeah.
He's got like a 3-game cap.
What's wrong with Josh? Like,
Like-
what's like? Why is he not like a good quarterback for as smart and as athletic and as like what is it? Because I saw him literally not know the playbooks against the Falcons and come in and win.
Yeah, was that more on the Falcons? Or was
So I think so,
was that more on the Falcons?
At that time, you're like, what?
bro. I was
is Atlanta
so
doing?
mad.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I haven't watched enough. I haven't watched enough Josh Dobbs to see what's keeping him from being a starter.
I just don't understand like his bad throws. It's always 2 a game.
Just inexplicable.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's just, you're like, what did you see there? It's a lot of what did you see there?
Yeah.
I think he has in his mind like he's like, well, this will work. I think he's a very smart football player, but he makes mistakes where I think he may not quite guess what's going to happen, but
Yeah.
he's so smart. He's like, well, this will happen, and then it didn't happen. You're like, oh,
He's almost
I didn't calculate for that.
relying on anticipation too much, maybe. I guess.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Because I heard a good theory that like maybe Josh is too smart, where he came in and learned the playbook in just a day, but after that he was like, well, if I do this, and that's where it got him in trouble. He was like, I already knew the playbook by day 3, so then he started getting in his head. He's like, he's too smart for the playbook, and that actually makes you dumb.
I mean, that is an interesting.
That's getting deep.
I was like, maybe.
Speaking of how's conspiracy theories? Like
A little bit conspiracy.
you want to get conspiracy theories. The Instagram post that you boys shared about which one you would rather see which one you would rather seen happen in the NBA.
Yeah.
So we had Michael Jordan never retiring the first time.
Okay.
Kobe and Shaq never splitting up. Kobe and LeBron facing off in the finals. And Derrick Rose never getting injured.
Well, let's go through each scenario. All right.
Okay.
So Michael Jordan, if he never retired,
Yeah.
I think would. Well, he didn't retire. I think he was suspended for gambling.
You think so?
Yeah,
Okay.
no doubt in my
I
mind.
think that was their way. That's
I
always
think-
a fun theory.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's what happened. The NBA would look completely different. Like there would be some things that just wouldn't have happened. There would be some careers that wouldn't have started the way they did. Legacies would be all time different.
I don't think they would have gotten the 8 in a row or whatever.
7 finals.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have. I don't think they would have got that. I think fatigue would have happened.
Yeah.
But, maybe in that fourth year, maybe the Knicks get him. Maybe not.
Way.
Maybe not. Probably not.
The next scenario, if Kobe and Shaq never broke up, I mean, I think Shaq is then considered the best player of all time, without question. Like Shaq would have had 8 rings.
Yeah.
I mean, Kobe. I mean, the MJ debate would then be really kind of irrelevant because of
It'd be Kobe and
Kobe
and LeBron.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't think
sure.
people would have made Kobe and MJ?
Mm-mm.
I mean, they would. Well, we saw them play against each other.
I think Kobe would have surpassed that.
You think so?
Because
8 rings.
yeah,
How many? Did Kobe
5.
have? 5.
So he was
5.
1 off already.
Yeah.
So if they don't break up, you're looking at least 5 more years of Shaq and Kobe.
5 more years.
and that early 2000s was bad basketball.
Like they had the game. Like, bro, they went 16-0.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
They did. They're the only sweep.
Like to sweep. You know how hard that is to
Incredibly
sweep.
hard.
I mean, it's never happened.
Yeah.
It'll never happen again.
Yeah.
So
I mean, what? 2 more? They would only needed 2 more to pass Jordan.
yeah,
So 2 rings in 5 years.
yeah.
The way they were going.
they would have got it.
They'd figure it out.
What was the next one?
So LeBron and Kobe facing off in the finals.
So here's my theory. Did you guys ever watch the All-Star game they played against each other?
Yeah,
No.
I did.
Okay. Kobe locked Braun up
Oh yeah.
in embarrassing fashion.
Oh.
I think that would have been the worst possible thing. Like LeBron has a tough road because he's facing a ghost he'll never get to play in Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
But if Kobe would have gotten him in maybe the last year of his prime, like when Kobe could really play and defend and play both ways, I think Kobe would have exposed a younger LeBron and made him look foolish at times, and we would never have the same perception of LeBron.
Because it would always be, well, look at what he's
s-
done in the
I've
league
seen
without Kobe.
I've seen this happen before. If he can't do that against Kobe, he can't do that against Mike.
Yeah.
We would not consider him the second best player.
Yeah, he'd be.
And this was a younger LeBron. If I ever got to see, now in the picture it shows prime Kobe, prime Braun. Might have been different, but younger Braun,
Like that 07, 08 Bron.
that's where it gets scary because
Yeah.
Kobe went way too hard in the All-Star game because he wanted to show it. But if that would have happened in the finals, sure, LeBron would have put up some cool stats and stuff and probably had some great games. But I think there would have been a couple games where you're like, there's different levels to this. And I think Kobe in his prime defensively was a different level.
I think LeBron just, to combat that. I think what you said is true. However, Bron did his part. Bron got to the finals and was waiting on Kobe.
Very true.
Yeah,
And Kobe
good point.
got knocked out. Kobe couldn't get there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But I will say that what you said is completely true. That would have instantly knocked LeBron out of the GOAT talk.
And it would just been the younger. It would have been the younger version of LeBron. We would have had that. We would have held on to that science in
Yeah.
our mind. But it's like older LeBron, prime Kobe, prime LeBron, Miami LeBron, whatever.
Mhm.
That's a different story.
Yeah.
That's whatever that
Best player I've ever seen.
best player I've ever seen. One of the best players I've ever seen. Yeah, most dominant. Gosh, second year, Miami LeBron. My Lord.
And then
It's
Go ahead.
officially final. The Pacers have eliminated the Bucks. It's officially final. So
the Bucks are out.
the Bucks are out. Giannis and Dame. Yo, we gotta have a conversation about Giannis, by the way. Not today, by any means, but
Well, we got some Sunday. We're gonna have some really good finishing conversations about some top 15 guys in the league.
I'm gonna be in Charlotte. I'm sad.
Dadgummit, Malcolm.
No.
All right, give us a last couple.
All right.
What was the last one?
The last one is Derrick Rose never get injured.
So
That was mine, personally.
this would change the trajectory of all things that we know as the NBA.
Yeah.
You know, like when you really put it, like LeBron wouldn't, like that run wouldn't have happened. This Miami thing.
Wow.
My reason I brought this up because when you brought up the small conspiracy, I thought about it and I was like, I was thinking about this when it got sent earlier today, and I was like, and I wanted to specifically bring this up to you guys because I'm not a basketball aficionado. I don't know the game like you guys. But I wanted to see how you guys felt about my conspiracy that Derrick Rose getting injured was the fall of the Eastern Conference and being the state that it's in today. Because when Derrick Rose got hurt, no one had to elevate their play to match the Bulls.
That is a
It's deep. It's a reach.
That's a deep
It's a
statement.
reach.
yeah.
I know it's a reach.
Well,
But I just wanted to get your thoughts.
The West is just so much better. I mean, see,
So
you
much.
brought this up the other day. And when you look at the West, they're going to have to move teams like Memphis
Yeah.
and Minnesota to the East
Yeah.
to get some parity.
Yeah.
They are. Like, Minnesota needs to move to the Eastern Conference.
I don't.
Memphis needs to move to
Why
the
is
Eastern
Memphis not?
Because they were in Vancouver.
And they moved.
And
to-
they moved
okay, that
to
makes
Memphis.
Sense. That makes sense.
And it's all about sound. So if
2012 was when D Rose went down with the ACL.
Yep.
he was the MVP.
Yep. The Bulls were, I think, 60 and 15.
Yeah.
Like that is what I looked at earlier.
And it was all defense. Now, it was not the funnest basketball to watch, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Derrick Rose. But you're right. That would have been a really good one.
How many rings would you think D Rose would have any rings?
Probably like just from a vibes perspective, probably like 2.
Maybe.
He wouldn't. They wouldn't have been, the '96 Bulls.
No,
but
no. He would have probably been like
they would have
maybe
got
2
a couple.
rings.
Yeah, they wouldn't have won. I don't know if they would have won back to back, but they would have got a couple out of that.
Yeah, maybe more. Like he has more MVPs. But
Yeah, probably a couple more MVPs. Dang, he's one of the funnest what ifs. Him and T Mac are maybe my favorites.
Of just like, what if?
What if they didn't get hurt? It's the injury stuff.
Brandon Roy is up there for me.
Oh yes, I love Brandon Roy.
I thought Brandon Roy was just a superstar. And of course, my NFL one, it's not even injury related, but like Johnny, like what if you just weren't?
what if you were just put any effort in?
Yeah.
Like
Any.
at all.
Like what could have been?
Any effort off the field at all. Like probably my biggest what if for football is probably Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
What would the Colts be if he hadn't just like come out?
Well, it set that franchise back.
Oh,
big time.
definitely, dude. I don't think anybody saw that coming.
No. And the way he did it.
Yeah,
Do y'all
just
hate
at the press
that?
conference. Do I hate it?
Yeah.
No.
No. I think it was really good for football in a weird way.
I don't. As much as it sucks, because I think Andrew Luck would have been. God, it would have been incredible to watch him. Having a player walk away for their health, like to preserve their health, essentially. I don't think it's a bad thing. Because he's like, hey, I value this more than the game. Not against anybody that is the opposite, because I think that's what keeps the game alive. But
You know who I could see doing that in the future?
Who's that?
You guys are gonna instantly know it, but I think Caleb Williams could retire in like 8 years.
oh, dude, if he has success, like if he
Yeah.
wins like 2 Super Bowls or something, and he's just like, yep, I'm good. I'm out."
Yeah. Did you hear G's thought?
What?
Like he thinks that Caleb could be not to like early years wouldn't be bad, but he thinks he could be Russell Wilson-esque when it comes to the cringe worthiness. And I hadn't really thought about it, but then there's a couple like pressers. I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna be Russell as high of like a cringe level. It might be a different version, but I think we're gonna get some pretty cringy moments out of Caleb.
just like cringe in the opposite way, in a different way than Russell.
In a different way, you're like, oh, why did you say that?
Well, Russell is very corny. Like you can tell that's not Russell Wilson. Like
Yeah.
he's somebody portraying Russell Wilson.
There's no
in a
way
movie.
that-
You're just like, you just want to shake him.
Like stop talking like that.
Broncos
like,
country. That's right.
like anytime he does a presser, it's just terrible. Caleb, I don't know what it like. I've never seen an energy like this in a quarterback.
Me neither. But I also like when I watch him on the field. I love it.
Oh, dude. I want to see
Awesome.
what he can do when he doesn't have to win a game by himself. Because I feel like at USC,
Mm-hmm.
he was.
His entire career, he's had to win a game by himself.
Yeah.
Oklahoma has set.
His freshman year I think his freshman year at Oklahoma was a better team
Yeah,
than any team he had at USC.
yeah.
But they still weren't. I mean, it's Lincoln Riley defense, man. Like,
That's it. One last thing. Speaking of acting and Oklahoma football,
Yep.
I don't know if you guys saw the tweet about Spencer Rattler.
no.
No.
This was my favorite thing I saw of draft week. They said Spencer Rattler looks like a guy that plays Patrick Mahomes in a movie about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Dude, that's
Is that not perfect?
That's perfect, man. Oh my god, that's perfect.
I lost it. I was doing that thing where I was like legit sitting in the car like drinking pre-workout and I spit it out. Like I was like, this is so great.
Giggling to yourself
Yeah.
in your car.
And people were like, oh, here's the
So he
thing
walks
again.
by. Look at this psycho.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Boys, y'all got anything else?
No, man. That's.
I don't
I
know.
think I'm good. We. It's been a long episode.
It has been a long
It doesn't
episode.
feel like it, but
How long is it?
we're at an hour and 6
On video?
on video.
So we got an hour and
Hour
15.
15 audio, boy.
Bro,
All right.
got
Like
away
and
with it.
subscribe. We got Corporate Challenge Media Day. Me and
Yeah.
Mickey are going to be down there tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
If you're listening to this early morning, what are we doing? 10:30 to 12?
10:30 to 12. We're gonna be out there. We're at the IMAX Aquarium, so y'all come check us out.
Media Day, baby. We got a whole new look for you coming next week.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait.
Cannot
It's gonna be
wait.
It's
Incredible.
gonna be great. We're gonna really perk this bad
Making
boy
moves,
up.
man.
New look, new feel. Boys,
Same.
I love yins.
Love you.
Like and subscribe. All the podcast things. We out.
See ya.
Peace.